Hello, everyone. Happy Monday to you. Welcome back. I'm Rita Ernst. I'm the author of Culture Impact and Show Up Positive. And we are here for Monday Minute to talk about this year's theme, how to become an unquittable manager by becoming a culture hero. And this book, this is our guide, The Culture Repair Sparks, that I wrote as a companion piece to Culture Impact, and follows along the same path as the Show Up Positive Sparks at the end of the Show Up Positive book. This is available to you for free. You can go out and find that connection on all of my social media. If you want a copy of the book, I highly encourage you to take me up on the free digital copy. Today's episode is Fight Like a Butterfly, Sting Like a Bee. Right? I live in Louisville, Kentucky, Muhammad Ali land. There's so much that we can learn. Our word for today is adaptive, and we're going to steal from sports and really looking at, in the middle of playing the game, you have your plan, you have your strategy, right? But you have to adapt. So this whole idea of float like a butterfly, right, is this idea that you are constantly in motion, that you are sort of above and looking and taking in what's going on, and then you are picking your moments to sting like a bee. But you have a general plan for the fight. You've probably looked at, I'm sure that even back in the day when Muhammad Ali was fighting, he was looking at video, at reel of other fighters that he was going to go up against. He was noticing things about their style. But the way that you win in the boxing ring is you really have to find the moment, right? And you have to be a part of creating that moment. Well, the same is true. You need that same adaptive spirit inside of your team. We can't just blindly execute to some plan that we've devised. We need people to have competence, to be able to be that adaptive, and you as a leader need to be adaptive as well. And that includes learning to adapt to today's workforce needs. Hey, Gail, thanks for popping in to say that you're here. Anybody else who joins me live, jump in and say hello. So we need adaptability in what we're doing. So I want to read to you a little segment from Adaptive, because I think this is so true for where we are at right this moment inside of organizations. Growth requires change. Your employees want more flexibility. They want more freedom. They want maybe that hybrid experience, right? This is a change that we all need to learn to navigate together, not just managers and leaders, because team members have to change their behavior too. If we want to have a strong team, we have to adapt the way that we are showing up so that we are matching to our ability to create that in a different situation. You must evolve into a new iteration that is no longer the same as before. The alternative is stagnation, stalling until you deteriorate from lack of action. However, change born from a desire and aspiration to improve your life and your situation is not the same as being forced to alter it. So when there is top-down change and we're forcing people to do things, this is when we get a lot of resistance, right? We resist having change done to us. But that's not the same thing as choosing, when we are a part of choosing. So when you want to be adaptive in yourself and you want your team members to be adaptive as well, then there needs to be this sense of co-creation and choice. And you hear me talk about co-creation all the time, but this is the holy grail when you figure out how to co-create with others, because then you are not telling them they have to change. You're not trying to sell, convince, compel. Instead, they are on the journey with you. They are making it easier for you, and they are going to follow through and embrace the changes because those changes are coming from them as well. So in today's work environment, there is still a lot of opportunity for us to be adaptive, to figure out how we are going to build the community and the relationships that we want inside of our team while changing the rules of how we are showing up and operating on the day-to-day in the business. And this is an opportunity. So if you are in the mindset that this is a problem, a problem that you need to eliminate, a problem that you need to solve, I want to offer you this very valuable reframe. This is not a problem to solve. This is an opportunity to use your adaptive skills to come up with the new way. And that is exciting. It's exciting to create new things. It's exciting to innovate. And you don't have to do it alone. Oh, by the way, you are not solely responsible. You have a community around you. You want to engage that community with you. So let's leave behind in the past. What's out is this is something I have to do and that I have to fix. And what is in for 2024 is this is a marvelous opportunity to invent a new way in community with others that I get to be a part of. And just, I want you to sit with that this week. I want you to sit with that transition. What's out, right? We're no longer the victim of something. What's in, we are standing in our agency. We're taking control and we are using our skills of being adaptive. And here are some questions that are in the book. These are questions to contemplate. So here is your guide. Here's what I want you to think about how you're going to execute throughout this week. Question number 1, what can I learn? So this is an opportunity to learn. Like, we're inventing a new way. There are lots of things to learn. What are the cool, amazing things I get to learn? 2, how can I make this better? Because we all want to be a part of making our lives better and making our team effective and better. What beliefs limit my openness to this? What's keeping me stuck in that conversation of this is a problem? What's going to allow me to have that pivot to this is an amazing opportunity, right? So where is that belief sitting and how can I begin to shift that belief? And by the way, my friend Gail Kraft that is here with me, she is amazing at those powerful mind shifts. So if you're looking for somebody to follow that's going to give you inspiration, follow Gail. What do I gain and lose by changing? Because, I mean, look, yes, we are capable of being adaptive, but sometimes we don't really want things to change, but they're going to change regardless. And we have to get our heads around that. So take time to honor what is it that I'm giving up that I don't really want to give up? And then recognize, what am I also gaining? So Gail says, getting a team into flow. Yes. How do we get a team into flow? This is so critical. And, getting them into flow requires us to convene space that allows that energy to connect. And lastly, your last question, what assumption is keeping me stuck? What am I assuming? What am I assuming is going to happen? What's the worst possible thing that's rattling around in my head? So many times there is something that is sticking in our heads that is keeping us stuck, that we're sort of behind the scenes. Like, it's like before I upgraded my computer, when I was on a Zoom, sometimes it would glitch out because the processor didn't have enough power. Well, the same thing happens to you, my friend. When you have this anxiety, this concern that's running in the background, it is stealing your processing power. It is getting in your way of seeing opportunity, of showing up as your best self, of having your most creative and innovative thinking. So what is draining your processing power in the background? What are those self-limiting thoughts? And how can you recognize them and then release them so that you can find your flow? Because that's an energy block that is getting in the way. So this is our word for this week and next week. Now, I have to tell you, I'm traveling next Monday. I'm not going to be giving you part 2 next week, but we're going to work on adaptive for 2 weeks regardless. And I've given you a lot to think about, right? So just hit replay on this next Monday and remind yourself of all these things, or go get the book. It's all inside of the book. The questions are there for you. So we are embracing our ability to be adaptive, to read and to pick those moments when we sting like a bee, when we nail the assignment, when we create the next new evolution that is going to be amazing. That is possible. That resides inside of you. You have a community around you to help you do it. And you are going to flex your muscle of adaptiveness. You're going to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee as you figure out a way forward that works for you and for your team. All right, that's how you're going to be a culture hero the next 2 weeks. You're going to work on adaptiveness, and you're going to hit me up in the comments and tell me how that's going. Thank you for being here, Gail. Thank you for everybody else that is tuning in. I'll be hosting the Ledge in about 35 minutes. So come join me on the audio event if you're available. Have a fabulous 2 weeks. I will see you in 2 Mondays. Bye.